Welcome to Let the Fans Talk, the weekly NFL / whatever sports news is prominent podcast.
Jesus Christ, y'all went on Medea on me, man.
I'm your host, Rye Guy.
I'm surprised. I'm Kien. What's up, guys?
Alright, so we just have a little bit of news to steamroll through before we get to the main event. So, apparently, DJ Ward, the Broncos safety, was not very happy about the timing of being released from the Broncos, saying that it was very unprofessional.
Yeah, because I told you about this, Saturday when we were recording?
Yeah, that was going on then.
Yeah, it was. Well, what do you mean? Is there anything
Nah, he's just salty about it. That happened pretty much right before the season started.
That happens, man.
Yeah.
So
I was you knew you were gonna get cut, dog. So
I'm pretty positive he bought a shit ton of stuff and has it on lease.
Yeah.
So now he can't pay for it. That's really the only thing I could think of.
Everyone and their mom knew that TJ Ward was going to get cut. So I just don't think he should be salty about it. He knew it was coming. So
it kind of reminds me this is what I imagine happened. Do you remember when Shaquille O'Neal was first signed to the LA Lakers?
Yeah.
So he didn't realize that back taxes were taken out of his paycheck, so he thought he was actually going to get $1 million. So he spent $1 million not knowing that there was back taxes, not realizing that they take at least a quarter of that. And he's like, oh, fuck. That's what I feel like TJ Ward was doing. He's like, oh, man, I'm spending everything right now. I got that NFL money. He's like, oh, I just got cut. So, salty. I guess you can be a little. If I lost my job before something important, I would be a little mad. I'm not gonna hate on the guy for being well, this fucking sucks.
Well, it does fucking suck that he lost his job, but at the same time, he was well aware that the Broncos were going to cut him. He was even talking about it before it happened. So.
Right. If that's the thing, he's just a dick. He's just it's very unprofessional that they did that to me. I'm is it though?
It's whatever, man. It happened. Get over it. You'll find a new team, I'm sure.
Hopefully.
So Jason Garrett said that Ezekiel Elliott will practice until told otherwise.
This is the same dude we've talked about for the past 4 episodes now.
Jason Garrett?
No, Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
They're running back. Dallas Cowboys.
Which is fine. Like I said, I don't think he should have been suspended at all.
Why wouldn't he be able to practice even though he can't? There's plenty of players that don't play in the game but still practice. So,
right. Once again, he didn't do my thing is he didn't do anything. Alright? Literally, again, the NFL jumped the gun and didn't get the full story because they were afraid he was actually beating his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Unless he really beat his girlfriend, then fuck him. But,
Well, to be seen. Like I said, there was no charges brought against him because they couldn't find enough evidence to charge him. So.
Exactly. So, and the NFL, what was it, the NFL league, whatever.
The NFLPA tried to file a petition against the NFL for the suspension. Right. NFL is now trying to do something to dismiss the petition of the NFLPA.
Fuck those guys.
So, shit happens.
Yeah, I guess.
Indianapolis Colts quarterback Andrew Luck will not be playing Week 1. He's out with a shoulder injury.
That's some luck, man.
Scott Tolzien will be starting in his place, former Packer backup.
Are you excited for this?
I am. I like Scott Tolzien. He's not a great quarterback. He's definitely an athletic quarterback, but not a great quarterback. They'll probably lose, but
I feel I don't know. The Colts really haven't had much of anything.
They haven't had much success over the past couple of years.
No.
So
Manning leaving and all that kind of thing.
The most they did was get Tom Brady suspended.
Right. oh shit, you're right.
Because they're the ones that caused the Deflate game.
Yeah. Oh shit, that was them. God damn.
Yeah, that's been their biggest claim to fame. So
Yeah,
far.
so I don't know, man. Whatever happens,
Yeah.
like go, try your best.
In the Tampa Bay, blah, 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 the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Miami Dolphins game will not be played in Miami due to Hurricane Irma on the way.
Wow, that's really not surprising to me.
Yeah, not surprising whatsoever.
Yeah, I
should
don't-
probably get people out of the path of that thing and not have them gathered in a stadium.
Are they? So, where are they going to play?
I am not sure on that, but I'm sure it'll be a middle ground location.
Well, because I was going to say they can't even play in Tampa Bay because of Irma.
Yeah.
Like, there ain't no, like, yeah, that is like...
It'll probably be some random ass place like the
New
NFL
York.
always does.
Yeah, they're just going to be like, we're going to play in England this year. You remember that? They got, like, the New York Giants.
They do England every year now.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
stupid.
Yeah, why?
I hate it.
What's the point? Like, there's no English team they face.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that'll be the England game. They go down over there. It's Tampa Bay and Miami.
Jesus. Yeah, I can't remember who was announced for the England game this year, but I really didn't care. Alright, so with the news out of the way, we are moving on to predictions for week 1 of the NFL. It's here, guys! We made it! We don't have to deal without football until February 11th. We did it!
With that, also, we're going to have a nice little switch on the schedule of when the Let the Fans Talks comes out. It's going to come out on... Should it still come out on Sundays, or do you think it should come out Thursday?
Probably Thursday, because Thursday night football.
Alright, so we're doing a thing change. So the Robro News will take over the block on Sunday. Dem Game Boys will take over the Robo's new block on Tuesday. And then where Dem Game Boys was, Let the Fan Talks will be taken. So you'll get this week a double dose of Let the Fans Talk.
And then February 11th, there will be a long hiatus of Let the Fans Talk.
We'll do some kind of thing. We'll talk some. We'll get into some MMA or some shit. We'll still talk about sports. Spurts. So, like I said, Robro News Sundays, Dem Game Boys Tuesdays, and Let the Fan Talks on Thursdays. And while we're here, just to let everyone know, there is, you will notice this because this will come out this Thursday, we do not have a topic episode. That has now been replaced with the tangent. The topic has been will be on hiatus for a little bit as well.
So no more questions.
Yes, for now. R.I.P.
So, week 1 of the NFL, so fucking excited! Are you ready?
You look like a white supremacist right now when your hair went down. You've got the polo in it. He does, doesn't he? He does. He's like when he started shaking, his hair went down, and he's like, "Where's my tiki torch?"
Mayonnaise is too spicy for me.
I'm pumped.
So the game we're starting out with is the Kansas City Chiefs at the New England Patriots. New England's gonna win this.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say I really like Kansas City, but it's New England.
Yeah, like I love you, Kansas City. Don't get me wrong, Alex Smith is my boy, but New England's gonna roll.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry. Like everyone, like there's just no going away with the fact that New England has a lot of their games in the bag. Like every time you do a prediction, it's like New England versus Miami, New England. Like,
New England's gonna lose. They're probably gonna lose like 1 or 2 games that they probably shouldn't lose, like they do every year.
Yeah, and it's gonna shock me which ones they lose because they always lose to like weird teams.
Yeah,
like the year they lost to the Lions, I was like, I'm done. Fuck this.
Then we have the New York Jets visiting the Buffalo Bills. The battle of the mediocre.
Right, I was gonna say this is a match where it's just kind of like, I know Jesse, if you're probably listening to this, you're gonna hear me just talk mad shit about both teams, but they're both lackluster teams. It's like, I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the Buffalo Bills. I have more faith in the player ability on the Buffalo Bills squad than I do the New York Jets. New York Jets are just straight trash.
Yeah, dude, I've been watching their preseason.
Like, they're garbage.
Every time I've been catching the preseason games, it's always been the Jets play, and I'm like,
a live look in at a New York Jets game is just looking at the trash can at the end of the driveway.
I'm gonna give it to the Bills just a little bit because it's you know what you mean. It's like kind of trying to pick which cancer you'd rather have, lung cancer or prostate.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
they both suck.
Yeah,
they're both bad.
Yeah. Hep C or Hep B? The Bills.
Then we are moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans.
Are they gonna be in Houston?
I don't believe so.
I was gonna say not.
They announced somewhere that they were gonna play, and I forget where it was.
Right, because you said at Houston. I'm like,
yeah.
Dude, I like.
But technically, Houston is the home team in this.
Yeah, I was like, man, last week I just talked mad shit about how Hurricane Harvey just destroyed Houston. I don't know if they can come back from that right now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give it to Jacksonville.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to the Houston Texans.
Is it because of the hurricane?
No, it's not because of the hurricane. It's because the Texans at least have a really good defense,
right?
Whereas the entire Jacksonville team is just a mess.
Yeah. I feel like
they have great flashes in the pan of that they could be a good team, and then they just kind of go away.
My thinking of this, and you can talk all mad shit about this, is that I don't think the Houston Texans are prepared right now for what had happened.
Maybe, or it might just make them play harder.
It might
to rep their homes team.
They might win the Super Bowl just like the Saints did after Katrina.
Okay, the Saints won the Super Bowl 5 years ago.
I know, I'm just kidding. So 5 years from now,
the Houston Texans will win the Super Bowl. Mark it on your calendars right now. It's going to happen.
You're going to see this shit happen. I want the goddamn Texans in that Super Bowl. I don't know.
That Jags quarterback situation right now is just a mess.
Oh, was that the one who
Blake Bortles and Chad Henne?
Yeah,
neither of them are good.
Right, never mind. I'm going back to
They're going to be getting picked off all game long.
Right. So, I'm going to go with Houston. You're right. I was thinking hurricane-wise, they're probably oh fuck, dude, we don't know what to do. Joel Olston wouldn't let me into his fucking mega church while it was flooding. Fuck.
Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, Pittsburgh.
What? You don't think the Browns will actually pull it off? Dude, the Browns are still a team, and that's the thing that bothers the shit out of me.
They are still a team. They're also starting Kaiser since they have to because they cut Brock Osweiler. So throwing a rookie into the fire away against Pittsburgh.
So that's my thing. Cleveland has such a fire fucking basketball team that there is always not overshadowed by the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are just we could be the Cavs. You're not.
You're never going to be the Cavs.
Yeah, you guys are never going to have your LeBron. God, that's beating up the special kid, dude. That matchup, nah, for real. You can't tell me that's not. That's the Steelers have that easy win in the bag.
I'm sure it's always a hollow victory for a team when they beat the Browns, but they don't say it.
Except if you're the Vikings and they beat the Browns, or the Bears and they beat the Browns. They're kind of oh, we won against something.
I think the New York Jets are the only team that'd be pumped if they won.
They're kind of just guys, we threw the ball and someone caught it.
Not only are the New York Jets trash, they're trash on fire.
What are those Jets used for? Terrorism.
The Arizona Cardinals at the Detroit Lions. I'm going to go with the Lions on this one, but only because they have home field advantage in this.
I'm going to go with the Cardinals because, both teams are, mediocre at best?
Really, I could see this. Both teams are definitely, middle-of-the-road teams.
Right.
They're good, but they're not
great. Right.
It's definitely a toss-up game, but I kind of lean more towards the Lions just because Matthew Stafford is a very explosive quarterback.
Okay.
He's a about as close to a playmaker as you can get for somebody that's throwing the ball.
Right. I don't know. I've never really liked the Lions at all.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I see this coming down to Matthew Stafford's probably just gonna throw bombs on the Arizona Cardinals all day. So
right, like I said, like this game, it really like half of these games we've talked about really don't interest me as much.
yeah.
Like I said, I know what teams are probably going to win. This one is kind of like these two teams I never really paid attention to.
This one's like a coin flip, for
right?
me. Like Arizona is. I mean, Carson Palmer can be great when he wants to be.
Right.
And Arizona also does have a really good ground game, and their defense is definitely one of the better defenses in the road.
Right.
But as much shit as I talked about the Lions for giving Matthew Stafford that huge contract, Matthew Stafford is a really good quarterback, and he can sling the ball like
what
water.
$38 million contract?
It's like $27 million a year.
$27 million a year
for like
contract.
$137 million or something total.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
What a baller. But no, like I said, it's either or. Like I have no quarrel with either if either wins. Like I'm like, oh.
I mean, obviously I'm rooting for the Cardinals in this game just so we can kind of give the Packers an edge in the division right away. But
right. See, and I can understand why you want that. See, none of these teams really go for the, none of them are in Oakland's division, so.
yeah. All right, moving on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For some reason, I can't say Tampa today.
Tampa!
At the Miami Dolphins. Put air quotes on the home team there.
Right, I guess. This is another air quote one. God, that hurricane is just fucking everything up.
Yeah.
These hurricanes suck.
Another toss-up game, in my opinion. Both teams are average, if not a little bit below average.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
But, yeah, I was actually going with the Dolphins, too. This is my upset pick for the week. I think Miami's going to pull it off. I think Cutler's going to surprise a lot
that's
of
where
people.
I was going to go with. I feel like this is going to be Cutler's time to shine. I mean, like, the pre-games they played, he wasn't, like, when he played,
he looked
wasn't,
pretty sharp in the preseason.
See, that's what I mean. Like, the preseason, like, that was my thing. Like, I actually watched a few of the Miami preseason games just because I was curious about how Jay Cutler would play. And I'm like, he's not as bad.
No, I think from the looks of it, just from the preseason, obviously you can't say yet, but it looks like Cutler actually wants to play, so if he does, he's probably going to be pretty good.
Right.
Plus, he's worked with that coach before and had a lot of success under him. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I don't know. I never really liked Tampa Bay that much either, so, I mean.
Yeah. They're one of those teams that kind of hangs around until the end of the season when they get knocked out of the playoffs.
Right.
Like, they always have a chance to make a push to get in, but then they always fall off right at the end.
It's always weird, too. Like.
So, I mean, Tampa Bay might pull it off. They're definitely better at the start of the season than they are at the end of the season.
Right.
So.
But I still think that this is going to be Jay Cutler's time to shine.
I do. I think Jay Cutler is going to come out and he's going to shut some people up. And I'm kind of looking forward to it.
I totally agree.
Because I am a Cutler fan.
The Cutlet.
The Atlanta Falcons at the Chicago Bears. Gee, I wonder who's going to win this game. It's probably not Atlanta.
I think the Bears.
It's Atlanta.
Yeah. Even after their incredible ass whooping at the Super Bowl. Yeah, they're not the Bears. So.
I think the Bears are a season away from being on par with the Cleveland Browns for how bad they are. And I think this is the year when they hit the Cleveland Browns level of bad. I think this is it.
They've lost a lot of people that would have made them good.
I think Mitch Trubisky is going to get his shit rocked in his first regular season NFL game, especially against Atlanta, who has a secondary that is just fucking ruthless and is basically the new Legion of Boom.
That's my thing. I think that I hope Atlanta breaks off the whole like loss of a Super Bowl curse, that they're not good. Like, this will probably prove to me that doesn't exist.
The only thing I'm gonna watch for with the Atlanta Falcons is with Shanahan being gone and now at San Francisco, I want to see how Matt Ryan performs.
Right.
Because I've always had the standing opinion that Matt Ryan is a very overrated quarterback. Which he is. And if you think that he's not, I will fight you. But
fight him, Internet. You're probably bigger than him. He doesn't like mayonnaise too spicy. Fight him.
But yeah, I'm going with Atlanta to win it, but because the Bears are just a shit team, so it'll be a win. It won't be an impressive win on the Falcons' resume because it's the Bears, but they'll win.
It's kind of like getting a trophy when you're running against crippled kids.
Kind of like when you have to put Old Yeller down. Like you have to do it, but you really don't want to.
God damn. God damn.
Like, do we have to play these guys? We're gonna kill them. They're already dead.
I feel like that's how Pittsburgh feels. It's kind of just like, can you just say we won? You gotta actually try.
And
God damn.
Moving on from that to your team, the Oakland Raiders at
Woo!
the Tennessee Titans. Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the Raiders. They just have more firepower than the Titans.
Right, but you were rooting for the Titans this year too, and that
For the AFC South.
For the AFC South,
Not the AFC West.
got it. No, I get you. I wanted to.
The AFC West is far superior than the AFC South as a division.
Right, and I'm gonna. Yeah, no, I've been looking at their preseason games for Oakland. I'm like, I don't think we're gonna make it to the playoffs. Don't think we're going to go anywhere from there. Not this year, at least. Feel like we'll make the playoffs.
I think Raiders are probably going to make it to the AFC Championship game this year.
Okay.
They might win it, but we'll see.
I don't see, and like if they do, if they make it to there, I like them, but I just don't believe they're going to win it. There's always something that happens.
Well, as long as Carr doesn't break his leg this year. Probably good. That's the only thing that fucked the Raiders last year was Carr getting hurt.
Yeah. Boy.
Then we have the Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a toss-up game, but I'm going with the Bengals.
I'm actually going to go with the Ravens. Okay. I don't give a shit about either team. There's something about, I don't know.
The Ravens have been just on that downhill slide.
Right.
For a little bit now.
Ever since their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just progressively getting worse and worse.
Right.
So
I just I don't want to. I'm gonna stick with the Ravens.
I'm gonna give it to the Bengals. They normally come out firing at the start of the season, so
yeah. The Bengals are like a weird team.
Like I said, I think it's a toss-up game. I really think it could go either way.
Right.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
I'm gonna give my edge to the Ravens.
Then we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington Redskins. This is a very hard game for me to pick because Kirk Cousins lost a bunch of his weapons. If he still had them, I probably would go with the Redskins. But he doesn't. And the Eagles, I still don't know much about their defense, so it's a hard game for me to pick, but I'm going to go with the Eagles.
God. I'm going to go.
I'm going to go with the Eagles just because Kirk Cousins pretty much guarantees you at least 1 or 2 interceptions a game.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm gonna go with the Eagles. The Redskins again. Not a team I pay attention to. I watched some of the Eagles games because for some reason my cousin's a big Eagles fan, and I also like Invincible.
I like Carson Wentz. I think he's going to make strides in his second season in the NFL, so I like the Eagles.
Eagles are the only ones that still do the if you're a fan and want to do a tryout, go right ahead.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory.
Do you want to do that? Do you want to go to Philadelphia and try out for the Eagles? We can
Not
probably
especially.
fucking do it. Max, you, me, Jay, John, we can all fucking do it.
You'd probably be a lineman.
I'm cool with that.
The Indianapolis Colts at the Los Angeles Rams. Fuck.
Oh my
Rams.
God, I totally forgot they became LA.
Yeah, they did. They're back to being LA now.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
There's no team in St. Louis anymore, is there?
Nope. Fuck Missouri.
God, yeah. Fuck Missouri, apparently. Oh. I'm gonna go Rams.
I'm going Rams too, just because I don't believe in Scott Tolzien.
Yeah,
so.
We were just talking about how the Colts thing. I'm like, I'm going Rams.
Also, I mean, this is another one of those games where you look at it and you're just like, I don't know who to pick. They're both shit.
Right.
They're both really bad teams.
Right.
So.
And yeah. Oh, that just blows my mind. I totally forgot they're no longer St. Louis.
Yeah, they're Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yep. Then we have
Fuck the Midwest, I guess.
the Carolina Panthers versus the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going Carolina on this one.
Yeah, I was going to go Carolina.
Because 49ers are in that rebuilding stage right now.
Yeah, they're in that weird rebuilding stage.
Yeah.
Like, they're socially rebuilding and they're, like, player rebuilding at the same time. Just a weird time. They're like out. That's like the teenager who finally realized that like the shit he was spewing was probably because he was too high on his britches. He's like, "You're right, Mom and Dad. I was totally wrong." They're like, "You're damn fucking right, you are." Yeah, I just don't see the 49ers winning this game.
No.
And the Panthers are still a pretty steady team for what they are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, last year was just an off year for them, I think.
Right.
I think they'll have a bounce back year this year.
Right.
Especially with Christian McAfee. I think he's going to turn into one of those Swiss Army knife players that can kind of do a little bit of everything.
Right.
So he'll probably be a weapon to watch out for.
And you know what? If it doesn't, oh well. But like, I just have the utmost belief that they're actually going to do something this year.
Then we have the Seattle Seahawks at the Green Bay Packers, my team. This is going to be a really close game. I already know it's going to be a really close game. But I'm going Packers because we added Martellus Bennett. And we also have Randall Cobb, Devontae Adams, Jordy fucking Nelson, Geronimo Allison, Jeff Janis. We have so many goddamn weapons on offense. I just don't think that Seattle's going to be able to keep up. And I think Packers make just one or two enough stops on defense to give them the win.
You're going to call me a dick. I'm going to go with Seattle just because I want to play devil's advocate on this. Not because, like, I want, like...
No, it's a toss-up game.
It is. It's a super close game. And I totally, like... I've seen both of their preseasons. I feel like I'm just going to give the edge to Seattle just a little, by a smidge. Not by a whole lot.
I just think Rodgers is going to carve up that Seattle defense. I think the Legion of Boom is not what it used to be. As much as Seattle fans would love to think it is.
It is not.
You guys have to stop talking about your Legion of Boom because they're not what they used to be.
I give you that. Like, I'll give you that. I like the name, but you're right. But I just, for some reason, I feel like there's going to be just a little edge.
I just think that Rodgers is going to carve the shit out of them.
And you should. And I believe, like, Rodgers is a very good quarterback.
Oh,
like,
great quarterback.
They're like, yeah, don't fuck.
He's the most athletically talented quarterback to ever play in the NFL.
All right, that's understandable. I'm not gonna argue with you. Like, I don't pay attention to like legit players very often. like I'm not like I don't have posters of like Aaron Rodgers in my room, so I get you.
I don't know. Seattle lost so many players.
Right.
Like, they're just not what they used to be. So, Russell Wilson's still a very good quarterback, and he's obviously going to make it a game. But I just see Packers edging this one out. Or maybe it's a blowout. Who knows? Anything can happen. That's why they call it a week-to-week league. The New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. I am picking the upset this week. I'm going with the New York Giants.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with the Cowboys.
Nope.
Wow. Really? That's going to be your upset?
Yep, that's going to be my upset. I think New York pulls it off.
I don't know about
They beat them twice last year.
Right.
Both times they played the Cowboys, they beat them.
Right.
Just shredded them.
They don't have Ezekiel, what's-his-face, right?
They don't have Ezekiel Elliott for this game.
Yeah, I'm going with Giants.
Also, that Giants defense is daunting. They probably are going to have the best defense in the NFL this year.
Which is
top 5.
You know what really gets me on that is that like the only thing that the New York Giants really have going for them is their defense. Yeah, and
that offense is shit.
Yeah, and with that in mind, because like I know everyone, like Eli Manning is not a good quarterback. Mm-hmm. Like, he's an okay quarterback.
He's a decent quarterback. He
not,
makes so many mistakes.
Right, that's what I mean. He's not his brother.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you're not supposed to, like, judge someone by their family, but, like, you're no Peyton, and you can throw some pretty shit throws that cost you the game. But, yeah, I don't know. The Cowboys, it's not looking good for the Cowboys this year.
No, it's shaping up to be a bad year for the Cowboys.
And it's not even, like, the Cowboys' fault. It's just kind of like Your players just keep fucking up.
So, the next game, we have the return of the prodigal son, the supposed savior in the north. We have Adrian Peterson and the New Orleans Saints at the Minnesota Vikings.
This is a really fucking hilarious game to me because of one thing. This is the first game since Peterson left the Vikings, right?
Yeah.
Like, his first, real game.
His first regular season game
His first regular season
game
is since he left the Vikings.
Is at Minnesota.
At Minnesota. It is dauntingly hilarious to me because the Saints aren't that good either.
No.
And the Vikings... The last game I watched with the Vikings is they were playing San Francisco, and they won by 1 point. One fucking point.
I'm going with the Saints, and here is my reasoning on this. I am going with the matchups. So, New Orleans has a really shit defense.
Yeah.
And Minnesota has a really shit offense. So a shit defense going up against the shit offense should kind of cancel each other out. So Minnesota's probably not going to be able to do much, even though that's a shit defense. And New Orleans has a really explosive offense going up against a really great defense. So, I mean, it's a toss-up, but I'm going with Drew Brees because Drew Brees can carve some boys up.
Okay, here's my fucking thing about this, is that, I'm going for the Saints only because I don't want to fucking hear, a legit...
Skull.
Yeah, no, I know Max is a quote-unquote Vikings fan, but he don't watch football. He ain't part of this shit. He was just raised on that dumb shit.
I want to watch Adrian Peterson just run wild all over Minnesota.
Right. Nah, and here's why. I really want, this is just a personal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am so fucking sick. We live in Northwest Iowa, so you're either a Packer fan or you are weirdly a fucking Atlanta fan, but you're predominantly Minnesota.
Yeah.
You're predominantly a Minnesota fan. I am so fucking sick going to the grocery store every fucking Sunday last year to hear people being like, well, look at them Vikings! They're doing so good! They can make it to the Super Bowl! I'm like... He's like, what team are you rooting for? The Raiders? Oh, they ain't shit compared to the Vikings. I'm like, boy.
Oh, I loved it last year, especially after the Packers won the NFC North. I just strutted around everywhere in that Packers hoodie.
Fucking right, and I felt like you have had so many stories from last year. Here's the thing that got me. The Vikings got too hyped up to the point where a local Minneapolis rapper made a song about Vikings going to the championship. There's third game they won,
yep.
And it went viral, and I'm like, that's so much horseshit. There's go team, there's hyping your team up, then there's just fuck.
No, what I enjoyed the most last year was the panic I heard in all of the Vikings fans' voices when the Packers were 4-6, and then Aaron Rodgers said, we're gonna run the table and make it to the playoffs. And they won against the Eagles, and I was like, we're going to do it. Aaron Rodgers said that we're going to do it. And they're just like, no, you're not going to do it. Go to the next game, they win again. They're just like, you're not going to do it. They're not going to pull it off. We'll win again. They're totally not. They're not going to be able to do it. It's just impossible. They have to get 3 more wins, man. And I'm just all like, they're going to do it. You just watch. Pick up another win. They're just like, they're not going to pull it off. They just can't. It's impossible. Detroit's going to win the division this year. Just accept it. I was like, nope, they're going to do it. Another win goes by. I'm just like, hey, guess what? Next week's the NFC Championship game for the North. Guess who it is? It's the Packers versus the Lions, and the winner gets it. Guess who wins? It's the Packers, and they're just like, I can't believe they fucking did that. And it's like, I can.
And that's anyone who's a Minnesota fan, if you guys listen to this, because I'm tagging I'm just doing Minnesota Vikings on the YouTube tag. Minnesota Vikings fan page. But, y'all motherfuckers, the Midwest is weird. They're weird with their fucking teams. But the Vikings are they're just douches. Did you see what that one dude said? One of the linemen from the Vikings is like, we're going to make sure the Packers don't make it to the Super Bowl in Minnesota in 2018.
Yeah.
I'm like, game on, bitch. It's not like you're going to be playing the Super Bowl in your fucking arena.
I really hope that the Packers make it to the Super Bowl because they're my team. But I really hope they make it to the Super Bowl this year. Because how fucking hilarious would that be that the Packers make it to the Super Bowl when it's played in Minneapolis? That'd be amazing. Best story ever.
Did you see when they fucking, speaking of that Super Bowl, did you see when they fucking because they announced it like 2 years in advance that they are doing a Super Bowl in a city, right? Yeah, it's about 2 years.
Well, they announced it like the year before the season starts.
Really? I thought it was... So it's about a year and a half. So it's about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Those tickets flew.
Yeah.
Like, I was just gonna like dig around to see how much they were. They're like $500 for like shit seats. I'm like, I don't like the Super Bowl that much. I know it's like 4 hours away, but there ain't no way I'm paying money for that. I'll just watch it on my TV. Yeah. Oh, fuck the Vikings.
San Diego Chargers, this is the last one, versus the Denver Broncos, excuse me. Another battle of the shit teams. But I'm going to give it to the San Diego Chargers.
I'm going to give it to good old San Diego.
Go Chargers, go.
San Diego Chargers.
I just don't have faith in the Broncos like I used to.
You shouldn't. There's no, like, why should you?
Especially with Trevor Siemian as their starter. Like,
Simeon.
Not going to be able to do much with that kid. I mean, they got Brock Osweiler back, I guess, but...
I don't know. Shit team.
I don't know, I'm going with San Diego.
It's shit team, dude. Like, y'all just don't know. I'm going to have to watch some fucking highlights this weekend, aren't I?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, damn.
This is San Diego's final year being in San Diego. I'm sure they want to give their fans like something to remember. So
wait, do they go to Vegas?
They go to Los Angeles.
And
to share the stadium with the Rams.
Okay, so they're now the LA Chargers.
Yeah.
And so Raiders are the ones that are going to Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I had that conversation with someone the other day at work, and they're like, "Isn't the Chargers going to Vegas?" I'm like, "I'm pretty positive it's the Raiders." Because I thought San Diego was going to LA.
Or maybe they're already in LA. Fuck, I can't remember.
But it does say San Diego on your thing, doesn't it?
Let me check really quick. I'm just so used to calling them San Diego.
I mean, it doesn't really...
It'd be fucking weird without them being in San Diego.
It's fucking weird to see the Rams not in St. Louis, so...
They are in Los Angeles now.
Okay, so
Los Angeles Chargers at the Denver Broncos. So... I'm going Chargers still.
Yeah, Chargers.
Because fuck the Broncos.
Right.
Don't want to see my neighbors put that goddamn Denver Broncos flag out in their front yard.
Why do you hate life so? Why do you gotta be so bitter towards your neighbors, man?
They like the Broncos. That's why. Fuck the Broncos.
Why don't you just put up your Green Bay? Why don't you get like a Green Bay flag and just put it up?
I don't need to. I scream Green Bay.
You do. You also scream white supremacist today, so...
I'm sorry that I flipped my hair and it went down in an unfashionable way. It doesn't help with this outfit. I look like I voted for Trump.
Yeah, you do, for real. You kinda do. I need you to get you a baseball hat that says "Make America Great Again."
Please don't.
Yeah. Patreon. Hey guys, if you want to, I will leave an address for you to on our Amazon wish list to send us the "Make America Great" hat for Ryan's birthday.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm for this. Like, remember Jay's birthday. We want a cutout of Jar Jar Binks with a flashlight in the hole. And for Ryan, we'll have him Make America Great hat.
I hate this idea.
I love this idea.
Anyways, that has been Let the Fans Talk. It's week 1, baby. It's here. We'll see you guys next week.
His white supremacist hair is back, guys.